Welcome, Reds, to the 100% United pod. I'm your host, TC. Back alongside me today is your co-host, Scott. Happy Christmas, mate. How you doing?
Yeah, happy Christmas to you too. Pretty good, thanks yourself.
I should have said happy Christmas in a sarcastic tone there, shouldn't I?
Yeah.
After that performance.
It wasn't really, was it? Waiting 12 days for that.
16, wasn't it?
16 days, whatever it was, yeah.
Anyway, let's start with the good stuff. Did you have a decent Christmas, mate?
Yeah, pretty good. How about yours?
It was all right, mate. I mean, I ate some decent food. Watched 7 episodes of Dexter back to back.
All right.
Which is pretty brilliant, like a 6-hour film.
All right.
Yeah, I was happy as Larry, mate.
Oh, good. Happy for you. Yeah.
Chocolate and crisps.
There was some good sports on over here on Christmas Day, and then got tucked into the fixtures yesterday, but unfortunately I had to wait for that dross today.
Yeah, and the fixtures yesterday weren't great either, were they, pal?
No, they weren't. Not
yes,
really, no.
And I must say at the top of the show, right here, right now, how weird has it been, Scott, not having United around at Christmas? Feels like someone's died or something, right? Not every year of your life, always United are playing, 3, 4, 5 times around this period, right?
Yeah, well, up until yesterday, I was kind of all right with it because I thought that now was the perfect time to have 16 days, as you say, between fixtures and to try and for Ralf to stamp his tactics into the squad. But yeah, looks like we need longer than that.
Yeah, it wasn't much pressing today, was there, pal?
Not really.
Not much at all.
Not really. No.
Anyway, on today's show, we will reflect on that 1-1 draw at St James's Park. Could have been a lot worse on the night. Of course, United falling behind. Edinson Cavani coming off the bench to grab the points. As we talked.
Point.
Sorry, yeah.
A
point. I'm still in my positive mood. These 16 days. But let's not forget, Scott, the last performance we had was not very good either.
Nope.
We went to Norwich, who were also down the bottom of the table. We come away from St James's with a point today, but we didn't really deserve it. And it's not often I say that, because quite often you go to a small team and you have the lion's share, but they have a few good chances. They say they deserved it. Today, Scott, we didn't deserve it.
Yeah, and it's difficult to understand why they look so lethargic, given they've had such a long time off. But the attitude that they sort of had towards each other was a bit suspect as well, I thought.
We'll get to that because Gary Neville's gone in quite hard on that after the match as well. What do you think? I mean, of course, Christmas is a time where normally you let your hair down. You're given a few days off by the boss. You might go a little bit harder than you would normally. So that's always a possibility, isn't it? And even the great United teams, before people start saying it's unprofessional, they used to go out and have a good old tear up, New Year's Eve, these kind of things, and still play the next day. So
yeah, but they've had 4 days at home without even having to go to training, right? A few days before. So I don't understand why they needed a break. You say of Christmases of old, but there was always such a congested Christmas fixture pile up that they sort of deserved a night off at Christmas or what have you. And but the fact that we haven't played in 2 weeks, they haven't really got much to it. And we're 7th in the league before the game. We haven't really got much to celebrate, do we?
And we've got a new system to work on as well, a new manager. So it's all hands to the pump, isn't it?
It should be, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it was really bizarre, wasn't it? The energy levels, the general display today was really shocking. Let's look at the lineup as usual, and look, De Gea keeps his place in goal as we expect. Varane came back in alongside Maguire, and those two fullbacks have kept their positions.
Yeah, even with Shaw and Wan-Bissaka on the bench.
Yeah, Dalot and Tellez right in there, and then McTominay, Fred, the back in the midfield, and then we had Bruno. And then we had Greenwood and Rashford alternating really on the right, weren't they? Sometimes up top, sometimes in the number 10. And then Ronaldo to the left of them.
Yeah, attacking lineup.
Very attacking.
Yeah.
Very attacking. I must say, Scott, when I saw the lineup, I didn't like the look of it. I just thought, how are we going to get the ball to them? Because I know Fred and McTominay are not that creative hub, are they? That is gonna churn out positive balls again and again and again. So, yeah, I did worry a little bit when I saw that lineup. I would have been a lot happier if I'd seen maybe Sancho in there and then Greenwood in the striker position alongside Ronaldo, even Rashford, yeah.
Or Van de Beek.
Yeah. I think the thing is with this formation, he just possibly doesn't have the legs.
But I mean, he's got Fred was so bad in the first half. He couldn't have offered less than him.
So bad.
Really. And I'm not digging him out, but
and in one of the deep positions, you're right. Van de Beek could slip in there, but look, in terms of the lineup, it was positive, wasn't it? I mean, yeah, maybe a bit too positive, but still positive. And coming off that break, we certainly entered the game. I thought we were going to smash them, Scott. I've got to hold my hands up.
Yeah, me too.
I really did. I thought we were going to demolish them.
And it was weird, given that our last 2 fixtures have been cancelled because of COVID. It was weird that nobody was out because of COVID, apart from Lindelof, but he only got it yesterday.
Yeah, very strange, isn't it?
He probably wasn't even going to start.
It's all very strange.
He might have, because Varane looked a bit off.
Didn't he just?
Yeah.
Look, Maguire looked off as well, didn't he?
Well,
because
that's par for the course, though. We're used to that. He just looks off normal, but Varane, I mean, he's been out for a month, so you can sort of understand it, but
he looked like he was running in treacle today, Scott.
But it probably wasn't the best game to chuck him into, was it? Away playing such fast players. If Lindelof was fit, he probably would have started him in this game. Maybe. I probably would have.
Maybe. And I'm a late mover with Maguire. I've been supporting him, haven't I, through thick and thin, but it's wearing thin for me too, Scott. After 2 minutes, it was just an inexplicable leave from him. The problem I got with Maguire at the moment is his percentages are all over the place. When you're a defender, you should always be doing the maths, right? Or the math, as you say over in America, Scott. You think, right, I can put it out here, 100% chance it goes, or 99% chance it goes out. No problems, danger snuffed out. Turn back in. What are the chances of me developing the play? What's the chances of me getting it up the other end of the field, right, from this position? His percentages are shot to bits, mate. I don't know what he was trying there. What did he expect? From leaving the ball there, turning into that channel, where did he think he was going to go? How did you think he was going to get out?
I don't know.
It's crazy stuff.
I don't know. I think you can't. I think at the highest level, pal, percentages are great when you're looking at games in hindsight, but in the thick of it, you got to depend on the defender's instincts and his intuition.
What I mean is that
his are awful.
What I mean is that of course, Ronaldo doesn't line up the free kick and go 7 times 3. Doesn't do the maths. But what I'm saying is you're computing with your mind very quickly, right? In a split second.
That's what I mean. He hasn't got it. And again, about 6 months ago, I said to you that he was his perfect comparison is Gary Pallister, right? Just lovely guy, good defender. Was never your captain. Was never the one that you'd look for inspiration. Was just your hard man. Get the ball out at all costs, and a great legend after that. But I think that the worst thing for Maguire to be is the captain, because he's just scrutinised even more. And when he makes some of the worst gaffes you've ever really seen, of course they're going to be scrutinised, as I say, even more.
I would say you're a little bit harsh on Gary Pallister there, Scott.
All right.
At the moment, I mean, dear me, if we had a phone in, then we'd have Gary Pallister calling in, right?
Yeah,
he knows all about phone-ins, doesn't he?
Yeah, at least that lad, yeah. Bulge. Yeah. But
anyone who doesn't know about that, check out MUTV Gary Pallister prank call. Okay,
yeah.
It is an absolute epic.
That's absolutely terrible.
But yeah, look, and the worst thing I can say about Maguire at the moment is that when I don't even think there's any danger, he makes a decision and suddenly there's danger.
Yeah, he makes it.
It's suddenly just from nothing, just absolute calm, 2 minutes in, no problems at all, to suddenly, oh God, it's mayhem.
I've never witnessed another defender create so many chances for the opposition. It was like Gary Neville in his last few months, when he was just giving away penalties everywhere and just getting skinned every day of his life. Yeah,
Scott, you've been saying it for a long, long time now that Maguire shouldn't be captain. And we did talk about it, as I say, a long, long time ago. And I totally understood what you're saying. I did totally agree. I just thought at the time it would just be too unsettling for the rest of the side. But now I think it's just too obvious, isn't it? It's too obvious that the hierarchy, the structure there is not right. Maguire's obviously not the captain. He's wearing the band, but he's not the captain. And I think it's making him play worse. I really do. Ronaldo is obviously, he's even got Varane next to him. You've got Ronaldo, you've got Bruno. It's just Cavani's even more of a skipper when he's on the field than Maguire. And I'm not digging him out. I've always been quite a supporter of Maguire, as you know. But I think that it might be time to rejig that structure a little bit.
Yeah, and it's a shame that the decision hasn't already been made because, a few weeks ago the boat was capsized and it would have been such an easy decision to make then. But now he's been captain again for the last... the fact that he was made captain, 3 months into him being bought, just showed how desperate we were for someone.
We were.
And
we were. We had Ashley Young as captain, hadn't we?
Yeah,
and then
Valencia.
It was shocking. But yeah, I think in fairness, I think if Rangnick had come in and he had immediately stripped him, you basically kill Maguire, don't you? You kill it off. This way, you can say, look, you're not performing. I'm going to take the band off you. Show me you're my number one player, right? Show me you my number one centre-back or my first choice pair. And you can still get something out of Maguire. So hopefully he makes the move because I think, the solution is you drop him, don't you? Give someone else the band and then never give it back.
Yeah. His confidence is shot. Something needs to happen.
It is. And it's so starkly obvious. And like we talked about at the end of the Ollie era, when the crowd and everyone smell the blood, sometimes you have to do something about it. And it's getting to that stage. Well, it's past that stage, Maguire. As I say, I'm a late mover on it. I was a big believer, but even I'm starting to have my doubts.
Yeah, but don't worry, mate. He's not listening to you, apparently.
Why not?
According to his celebrations that when he scored against Albania or whatever it was, he doesn't care about the criticism. So don't worry, mate.
He's the one who gave me 1 star on Spotify, right?
Bastard knew it was.
Doesn't matter. By the way, troops, thank you so much.
Yeah,
they've come out in force, and we've had a good number, and we're still at 5 star. That's fantastic. So yeah, it's been an avalanche of 5 stars. So keep them coming, and send the pictures into Instagram, and I'm going to pick one of you for just a little cheeky Christmas present to say thanks to all our biggest fans. All right. So send the picture in just with a picture of the 5 star. And next pod, I'll announce who that is. Look, 7th minute, Delo had a deep cross, much too much for Ronaldo. And then in the same minute, Scott, Varane gave the ball away. Delo and Maguire didn't do enough. Saint-Maximin, he was falling as he hit it. It was a weird old shot, wasn't it? But it looked, from the moment it left his foot, like it was going in. There is, we can point our fingers all around here. Unfortunately, I'm going to have to go for Maguire. Varane, yeah, sure. He tried to turn, but he turned away. He turned away from goal in between the centre circle and the penalty box with players around him. I wouldn't say that was a monster error. But the problem I've got with Maguire here is he points Delo away. He points Delo away, and then he takes a giant, mammoth blooming step towards Delo. So he takes Delo and him out of the game. It's like he's done Saint-Maximin's job for him. It's unbelievable.
He was pointing where Delo should go, and then when Delo wasn't getting there, he's like, no, you should go here. And follow. Yeah, it was
crazy.
Calamitous.
That massive step. So there's no possible way that you can shimmy round. It was really bad, Scott.
Par for the course, mate. It really is.
Yeah. And it's the first goal conceded under Rangnick in the league.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, yeah.
He reminds me of JJ Okocha, Saint-Maximin.
All right.
Unpredictable, playing for a crap team, might get relegated. Can't, you don't know what he's going to do. You don't know why he's there, but he's all right, isn't he?
Yeah, always scores against United.
Yeah.
I think Okocha scored a few against us, didn't he?
Is that a Gucci hairband he's wearing?
I think it was, yeah.
That's shocking behaviour, isn't it?
Wow, yeah.
Dear me.
Yeah.
Not as shocking as Maguire's behaviour, because that was awful.
He'll be in the pub tonight, though. Don't worry, Maguire. He'll be in the pub, smiling away,
washing down a curry.
That's the thing. I think it might not have been last season. It might have been the season before when Rashford got pulled down in the box and ran over to the referee, try and get a penalty. And referee was like, you can't talk to me, you're not the captain. So Rashford went over to Maguire to sort of plead his case and say, go over and talk to him. And Maguire was like, no, mate, it wasn't a penalty.
Don't bother.
I remember when it happened, I was just like, that's not what you want your captain to do, right? You want your captain to be pleading your case even if you're in the wrong.
When was this, did you say?
It was a couple of seasons ago. I think we might have been playing at Newcastle.
Is this when Rashford decided to have a stinking attitude as well from that moment on? Because I'm trying to work out when it was, because he needs to pull his finger out big time, Scott.
Yeah.
Because we have been so soft on him. Me and you, Ben, we give him a free pass all the time. We really do. And the truth of the matter is if you just replaced him with Martial and did the same, and he did the same thing, we'd be saying his attitude stinks.
Yeah, you're probably right.
He never smiles on the pitch. He's like a different person, Scott. He used to be, he used to have that positive buzz around him. And now it's just like he'll miss a chance and he walks back as if he's thinking, I don't know what he's thinking. That's the problem. I honestly, but I don't think it's United.
Well, I hope that's not the case, but truth be told, I probably would have replaced him instead of Greenwood today.
Me too.
Yeah.
But it's been a long time with Rashford, Scott. It's been a really long time, and we put it down to injuries, didn't we? We said he's carrying injuries, and that we all know from experience. We've all had injuries in our time, and it pulls your mood down. But this is too long, Scott. It really is. I don't know what's wrong with the lad, and it's something you don't expect of Rashford, right? You think what we thought it was his personality has really changed.
Yeah, I'm not sure, but goals change someone's mood, and the fact that he hasn't scored in a long time as well.
Got no problem with him scoring some goals, Scott.
I know, but that can't help.
No, it can't. But yeah, it's weird. It's a weird thing going on. But look, we were 1-0 down again, and in the 9th minute, Varane looked like, I honestly thought he was going to ping another muscle. The way he was running back, when he was isolated, far side.
Yeah.
And the running gait, normally he's got quite a wide gait. He's got long stride. His stride was getting shorter and shorter. I was thinking, oh no, he's going to be out for another month or two. Thank God he managed it, but because he looked, like I say, running in treacle or ready to ping a muscle.
Yeah, wasn't the best game for him to come back from a thigh muscle injury, was it?
No, it wasn't. Joe Linton fired wide from the edge of the box, but it's just so easy to carve out a shot, Scott. It was an awful start. They're all over us. They really were, and it was. Go on.
I got to say, I never single out opposition for praise, but he played really well today, Joe Linton, and that's a guy they bought as to be their goal scorer. Hasn't really worked out. They've moved him back into midfield, and he's shown a good attitude. And you're just talking about Rashford there, that maybe now he's complaining that he's not in a perfect system for him or what have you, and he's showing this petulant attitude. And they kept saying today how Joe Linton's been moved back and how well he played, and I agree with him.
It was old school, wasn't it?
Yeah,
what he did.
It was. Yeah,
just adapted and got it done.
Yeah,
it was super.
Yeah, I wish our players could show the same mettle, if you will.
I think they're going to have to, mate, because the clock's ticking on them, and whether they know it or not, whoever Rangnick brings in to replace him is going to have a dossier handed down to him from Rangnick. And if these players think they're going to escape again, then they're not going to, mate. This is why I'm quite calm. I'm pissed off about the result, pissed off about the performance, but I do think we've navigated into the right direction, and I think the clock's ticking on some of these players who are just not gonna make it with us.
Martial wasn't on the bench today, was he?
Martial's gone, isn't he?
Yeah, he's gone.
He's and I love that from Rangnick, I must say.
I think he set an example, didn't he?
Straight up. If he doesn't want to be here, he'll go, but it will be for the best interests of Manchester United. Music to my ears.
Yeah, but sets a precedent for the rest of them.
Yeah.
Right, listen, if you don't want to be here, then you're gone, and you're not even going to be on the bench.
Yeah.
Exactly. You see, Ollie would have kept Martial on the bench even if he had come out and said that.
Yeah.
Or he would have played him.
Oh, let's not go back there, Scott. Look, there was a bit of a reaction on the quarter hour mark. Sublime touch from Dalot, I must say. We were probing. And then Ronaldo. What do you reckon? If he had committed to that ball over the top, Robin Van Persie style in the World Cup, for a diving head, do you reckon he could have got his head on that? I really think
just
he could.
Too far.
Oh, but he's got such a spring on him.
I think it was. I think it was just too far. There was another one a few minutes later that came in from the left.
Yeah,
I thought he was going to stretch to volley, but I think that was a bit too far as well.
Yes, and then on the 23rd, we see the thing that just winds me up every game, Scott. Fred, he does these passes. He does it all the time, normally a few times a game. And it's the kind of pass that would be perfect if there was no other people on the field apart from the person you're passing to, right? You know, when you go down with your brother for a kick around down the park
Yeah.
and you're playing through balls to him and they're perfect, right? He plays those balls, but he never factors in that someone can just put their foot out and stop it. So he just literally tries to thread the ball through to Ronaldo or Rashford or Green, whoever it is, and the opposition just simply just put their foot out and take the ball. It's crazy. He keeps on doing it. And it's crazy. He keeps on doing that, and he keeps on doing the shots as well. And the amount of balls he just gives away without even stretching, right?
Today he hit one in. It was a throw in. It must have been 15 yards in front of Delo, and it was supposed to be to Delo. There was another one. He tried this clipped as like a wedge, a pitching wedge.
Yeah.
And it just went 20 yards past. I think it was Ronaldo he was trying to pass to.
He kind of falls apart, doesn't he? Sometimes when a few things go wrong, everything goes wrong.
Yeah, it's like the opposite of Wayne Rooney. When Wayne Rooney would get pissed off and he would try twice as hard, usually something would happen. But with Fred, he tries twice as hard and it gets twice as bad.
I miss Wayne Rooney these days, Scott.
I was flicking through something the other day and it said players who have retired this year and what their max value, transfer value would have been. And they said Wayne Rooney's max transfer value was 60 million euros. I thought, what planet? What planet was that on?
Is that like by those times or in modern?
I think it was like what he was worth at his most valuable. Because Sergio Aguero is on there. He was 100 million euros. I thought Wayne Rooney for 60 was a bargain.
Okay, Scott. I've got a question for you actually, because we haven't chatted for so long. I had loads of questions for you all throughout Christmas, but we haven't been chatting, have we? Because of the pods. What did you make of Nemanja Matic's post when Aguero retired?
Oh, get out! Yeah.
I mean, I must admit,
well,
Scott,
David De Gea did it as well, didn't he?
De Gea played with him at Atletico.
Oh, right.
And that was a story, right? Matic was a post. Matic has made 16 posts this season, and that was one of them.
I think that the picture he provided was the game that Aguero scored twice and they beat us 3-0.
Yeah.
So...
And all I did that day, Scott, is every time a video or something came up on Instagram, I'd slam past it so I didn't have to watch anything, right? I don't want to see it. I don't want to hear about it. I don't care. Like these people, great career, not interested whatsoever, And I could not believe one of our own players posted a blooming farewell, thanks for the memories. He doesn't even post when we win half the time.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't spoken to you in a while, so I haven't spoken to you since the Formula One debacle, have I? But let's not get into that.
We did, right?
No, we haven't. No, we were talking about how excited we were that we just wanted it to be a clean race.
Go on, give everyone your opinion quickly.
That's horrific. Complete robbery. Come on. Come on. I don't want to swear. But a few days later, someone posted a picture of Aguero and Verstappen, and it said, which was the better last-minute winner? And I thought to myself, I don't think I've seen a picture where I hated the two people in it more than this picture in my entire life.
Yeah. I'll tell you from my point of view, Scott, I quite like Hamilton or whatever. I think he's a bit of a hypocrite sometimes, but I quite like him. I wanted him to win, certainly. But I was teetering. I used to love Formula One. Mm-hmm. And I was following it this season. I was quite enjoying it. And I was teetering on sort of getting back into it, sort of more than part-time, if you like. But that last race of the season, mate, I'm going to fully suspend myself for the whole of next Formula One season. I'm not going to watch a second of it. Not even going to click on the articles, because what is the point of watching sport if someone can just wave a wand and try and give someone some like WWF style entertainment at the end of race after race, traveling around? It's just exactly what you say, scripted. So I won't be bothering with it.
They're not out there playing a sport that isn't dangerous. He's literally risking his life to go out there. It's probably the most dangerous sport on the planet, and I would be shocked if we see Lewis Hamilton in Formula One again.
Me too. Well, I'll be
I,
shocked if I watch any Formula One again.
yeah.
But yeah, commiserations, mate. I know you're a big follower, so that must have been an absolute just disgusting
Yeah, it
behaviour.
was.
So
But it was like the Aguero thing. But at the end of the day, Aguero wasn't offside. It wasn't a. It wasn't a.
Tevez should have been sent off.
Yeah, but
QPR stopped playing.
that's
Anyway,
going a
let's
different.
move on.
Yeah, that's going another layer to it. But if Aguero was offside, you know what? A few years
Yeah.
earlier, Chelsea won the league, and Drogba was
Drogba.
offside when they scored at Old Trafford when they won, and that pretty much won them the league. I remember being furious at that.
I could tell he was offside from being inside Old Trafford that day. I was like, he's offside. I looked at the picture the other day, Scott, of that because I was still fuming about it, and he was so offside as well. I mean, and the linesman was dead level.
Yeah, that was bad.
Anyway, Scott, let's get on with this pod but yeah, commiserations about the Formula One. Commiserations to us about that 2010 title as well. I'm still furious. Yeah, De Gea, straightforward stop, really, from John Joe Shelvey on the 23rd, and then
how much space did Shelvey have though? Bloody hell! I mean, he wins the ball and is able to run 40 yards with it.
It's crazy, isn't it?
That's where we miss a hard man midfielder.
Yeah, it was. It is just, and not even doing anything with it. It's not like he's racing with the ball. He's just sort of sauntering along with the ball. No speed, no dynamism.
We make some average players look fantastic.
Yeah.
By just playing awfully.
Yeah, I mean, there is of course the age-old problem we're always going to have unless we're at the top of the game, that we're Manchester United. So players are always going to play better against us because they want to, it's a big thing. But if we're not good enough, then that sort of leveler really harms us.
Yeah, but people say the same about Liverpool, right? Liverpool won the league more recent than us. So a couple of months ago, they went to Watford, and Watford battered Watford 5-0, right? We went to Watford a few weeks later and got battered 4-1. So players raise their game for other teams, and it doesn't matter.
Yeah, but Liverpool are good.
Yeah,
now that's what I'm saying. So what I'm saying, and Liverpool, even when they were rubbish, people would, of course, they go to Anfield, they'd try and put on a performance. It's just like, if you support United, you play for, Fulham, you go to Old Trafford, you want to score, don't you? 100%. So yeah, we just basically need to improve the standards across the board. But yeah, Greenwood had a ball to Bruno, cut out by Dubravka, and then Greenwood had a thumper that was blocked. Looked like it might have been on target, but not really threatening, I don't think. Nice ball from Rashford. Bruno hung it up for Ronaldo and then fluffed wide. At that stage, the fans were on him, and I thought they might sort of poke the bear, or was hoping they'd poke the bear. I've seen it many times before where Ronaldo gets sort of baited, and then he comes out with a match-winning display, but never quite happened for him today, did it?
No, it happened. That happened at St James's Park a few years ago. Funnily enough, I remember he went through on goal, and I think the keeper saved it, and not more than 30 seconds later, he smashed it in. And I was hoping that was going to be the same case today, but there was just something. There's a disjointedness about our attacking that was it was difficult to solve.
Yeah. I mean, I think we've been dysfunctional, haven't we, for a long time now? So it's not just going to change to being functional overnight, and we don't know how much damage those last couple of games did either, Scott. Those batterings, they should have been avoided. And I want to move on. I want to move on to positive and better times, but it's still stupid what we did there. We downed the confidence. We made ourselves a laughing stock, and wasted points as well, which we might need because Spurs are looking like they're going to be something to deal with this season, and Arsenal are playing all right as well. So yeah, we need to pull our finger out and sharpish.
But that was something I noticed. I watched the Tottenham-Liverpool game, and it came out that since Tottenham's previous game, where they were the lowest running team in the entire league, in one game, in the space of 10 days, because they hadn't played because of COVID, they became the team that ran the most. So in that Tottenham-Liverpool game, they ran the most out of any club in the entire league this year, and that was a difference of one game.
Yeah.
that Conte brought in
Yes.
his function to that dysfunctional unit. And so I would have thought, having 16 days off, I expected a lot more from us today, TC.
Scott, come on, be fair. We went from losing what was it? 5-0,
4-1,
5-1, what my
5-1,
God,
4-1,
keep them coming, yeah? To win, draw.
No, I know,
Come on,
but
behave yourself. It's
But
different. Come on.
but when Ollie went and we went and drew at Chelsea and then we won at home to Arsenal, you think then a corner's been turned. Then we have a couple of positive results, a couple of wins. Again, given Tottenham's improvement, I was just expecting us to improve as well.
Yeah,
and I feel
I would
like
agree
Norwich and Newcastle.
Go
But
on.
these two games are against the bottom two teams,
Right.
and we certainly haven't looked much better than them.
You're totally right. You are. And performance-wise, it's been shocking. Results-wise, of course, we have got better. But yeah, there needs to be some home truths now because it is that was bad. But look, the pressure did build on the 35th minute a little bit for United. But one break and we were all at sea again. Tellez and Ronaldo were strong, got some strong defensive headers in as well. And actually, we're in on the break. If there was just one decent pass, I think it was Rashford who fired it into touch.
Mm-hmm.
And if you just got it right, there was no one down that left-hand side.
Yeah, happened a few times there, yeah.
Yeah, it did. Wilson had the ball in the net on the 37th minute, called back for offside. I was actually just texting you, Scott, and then the ball went in, and I thought, right, I'm not doing that again, so I put the phone down. But yeah, VAR came to the rescue. He was obviously offside.
Yeah, he was offside, but how easy was it?
Yeah.
How easy was it? He didn't even need to be offside.
And so many times today as well.
Yeah.
So many.
Yeah.
41st minute, we had a cheeky free kick over the top. I thought it was lovely timing from Ronaldo and Greenwood and Bruno, of course, playing
to
the ball.
smash into each other?
No, to spring the offside trap. But Ronaldo was offside. So
way offside.
Yes,
Greenwood wasn't, and he got to the ball quicker.
He did, yeah. He did. They might have given it. And then, my pet peeve, Scott, 42nd
Fred giving
minute.
the ball away again.
No, Joe Linton.
Oh.
He got hit on the head.
Oh, yeah, smash in the face, yeah.
No, it was back of the head.
Was it? I thought it was
back of the head,
okay.
I think. Or whatever. Right. But, I mean,
back of the head hurts, though.
Is that, hurts, right? But is that what we're doing now? So in defence, every time you get hit in the head with the ball, you go down and the ball goes out?
Apparently.
It's daft, Scott.
It works, though. Stops play.
I wouldn't. Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely nonsense. I wish we'd sort that out. Ronaldo and Bruno again linking up. Poor finish from Bruno, but Ronaldo offside again, coming back from an offside position. And then we had 4 minutes injury time added on, didn't we? And Wilson wasted blooming a lot. Going down, getting up, going down. And yeah, there was hardly any play, was there?
Yeah, I mean, it was a real shame because it looked like we were ready to score, didn't it, TC?
I thought so. Mate.
Get out. We were first half. We were nowhere near the races.
We were warming up for 45 minutes.
Rubbish.
And they just to rub it in, they made the sub on the 49th minute. Murphy coming on for Wilson. So we waited all Christmas, Scott. We waited all Christmas, and that's what we got served up. It was. I
almost felt like, but like when the fourth official put up the board saying 4 minutes in the first half, which is crazy. Players were like, "Oh God, do I have to play another 4 minutes?" Instead of being like, "Right, we've got 4 minutes to get an equaliser here."
Yeah,
felt like a chore today that they were playing.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Awful stuff, Scott. Listen, at halftime, look, we got a little competition winner. Our Patreon members, as usual, as always, I point you to our friends over at VintageUnitedShirts.com, sourcing all of your classic Manchester United shirts, and they've got some tasty new artwork as well. So, Will, look, I always butcher names here. Will Melhuish. I don't know. How would you say it, Scott? Melhuish.
Exactly how you said it there, pal.
Which one? I said two.
The second time. Yeah.
Melhuish.
Melhuish.
I would say Melhuish. So yeah, I'll get in touch with you, and you can choose one of the artworks. So one of the old legend artworks, and if you get over to VintageUnitedShirts.com, you can get a 20% discount on the artwork with Icons 100, our listener discount, and as usual, you can get your usual 10% discount across the store. all the shirts using the discount code United100. Okay, and as I say, there will be a Christmas present coming to one of our 5-star reviewers. So keep those pictures coming into me. If you don't use Spotify, if you use Apple, ping me a picture of that. Doesn't matter. All 5 stars are welcome here. So fantastic. And like I say, get over to vintageunitedshirts.com. If you're not familiar with them, they source all the original shirts. So they're the actual originals, not replicas, and names, numbers, all the rest of it. And it's all run by United fans as well. So get over there, artwork, shirts, and well done to Will. Look, Scott, double sub at half time.
Yeah.
That was a bit all right, wasn't it? Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
Deserved it, didn't it? That performance deserved a double sub at half time.
Yeah, and I was interested to see, because I was actually looking. I wouldn't mind Bruno playing in one of those 2 central midfield spots, probably instead of Fred, and to see if we can actually get some distribution out from there.
Yeah, I mean, would you not rather Donny and then allow Bruno to stay up?
Yeah, but I mean, we got such good attacking talent. For him to bring on Cavani and Sancho, to bring off Fred and Mason was a huge, to play 4-1-3-2 essentially.
Massive shout, wasn't it?
Yeah. But it's going to be better when the defensive midfielder we can use there is going to be better than McTominay, because you can see the cracks in his performances as well.
The limitations, isn't it, in that position? It's just it's just a very specialised position.
Yeah.
But yeah, at 47th minute, Saint-Maximin, it was a chance of the match. Scott, it really was. A nice move from Newcastle. Carved out some space. I will say you saw it late. Varane just left at the last minute. It wasn't a good save from De Gea. It was an absolute easy save for De Gea. It was an awful miss, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. It was, but yeah, it was nice to see a bit of luck go our way, because
yeah, it was.
It's been crap up Dylan.
Rashford had a dangerous dipper on the 49th from long range. Looked like it was moving a hell of a lot, Scott. And then Bruno fired that beautiful heat seeker to Sancho. Cavani, acres of space in the middle, skewed badly wide. Couldn't believe it, Scott. That is the Eddie Cavani 101, isn't it? In the box, coming into his right foot, back of the net, and he's firing his arrows off.
Yeah, scuffed it. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah. It was amazing. Ronaldo smashed into Fraser, got booked for it. It was a bit of a naughty one, Scott, wasn't it?
Yeah, if he had made any contact, probably would have gone off.
I mean, he tried to hip him in the head, didn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, he waved his, he kicked so wildly that if he had actually managed to kick him somewhere, it would have been really bad.
It was really silly stuff from Ronaldo.
He's done that a few times. Done that a few times the last few months.
As long as he gets away with it, I don't have a problem with it. It's just when you don't get away with it one time and you're out for 3 games. Rashford had an absolutely shocking shot on the 61st minute. First minute. I mean, when you talk about shocking shots, Scott, I mean this is top of the tree.
Yeah, it was bad.
Yeah. Let's just move on from that. Newcastle broke on the 63rd. De Gea parried, another massive chance. It was end to end at this stage, wasn't it, Scott?
It was, but again, we lacked a bit of cohesion. I didn't really see. It was hard to see where a goal was going to really come from. TC.
Yeah. No, I agree, Scott. Bruno was booked. He will miss the Burnley match now, so we will have to change. We will be forced into changes. Maguire was booked for wiping out Saint-Maximin as well. And then on the 71st minute, Edinson Cavani from a low cross. He had to have 2 bites. I thought he poked it in, Scott, but it looked like a bit of a shinner on second review. Looked like he fired an arrow up into the away end as well. Eddie Cavani back with a bang. Great to see.
Needed 2 bites as well of this one. I hope it gets given to him. I think maybe they were saying that his scuffed shot was going to go wide, and so the deflection. It out. Yeah, that's what they were saying on NBC.
But having that,
we don't know what they're talking about. I mean, great to see us back in the game. I mean, bloody hell! Didn't really know where it was going to come from, but I would have bet money that Cavani would have come on and made a difference, because he usually does, and that difference is usually scoring goals, isn't it?
Yeah, he makes it the big difference in terms of goals, but also in terms of the urgency in the side as well. He lifts the side. He gives us that urgency, and the way he acts makes it impossible for you not to try harder. He tries so hard. He makes it so obvious what he's doing. If you don't up your game, you look like an idiot next to him. So he drags everyone along with him. I know I said it before to you, Scott, that's the solution. If we're going to be playing with Ronaldo, Cavani's the key to it all. He really is. To Bruno, to Ronaldo, to everything.
So what, you'd play Ronaldo, Cavani up front with who on the wings?
When I could, yeah. So for the biggest games, yeah, it's got to be Cavani and Ronaldo. It has. Or a plan to get them together for the end of the match, for the last 40 minutes or whatever it might be. And then, well, at the moment, I'd have Bruno and Sancho. That'd be probably Bruno, Sancho, I would have thought.
All right.
Yeah, possibly.
I'll go Sancho on the left, Greenwood on the right. I play Bruno midfield.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Blimey, going for it now, are you?
Well, listen, he's not going to... If you ask him to play as defensive as you ask Fred, he's not going to give the ball away as much as Fred.
No.
I mean, I get Fred does a lot of work off the ball. He wins the ball back a lot. But it's just too many unexplainable errors.
Yeah. And you know what I will say, Scott, is that although, Deleu had a horrible task up against Saint-Maximin today, of course, and of course he got skinned a few times, but it wasn't like, and Tellez on the other side as well. At times, he's been under pressure in these last few games. They're not getting exposed to the level where we can't work on it and basically use their attacking prowess and just work on those defensive, just little deficiencies possibly. It wasn't too bad from them specifically. It was the centre backs who were bad today.
Yeah. Yeah, why would the opposition target our fullbacks when they could just target Maguire?
Just go straight through the middle.
Yeah.
Shelby knows. Just run straight through the middle.
Yeah,
Don't bother with all this nonsense. I did enjoy Cavani asking the linesman how he saw to give the decision with his back turned. Do you see that?
I didn't see that.
He was saying, "You had your back turned. How you couldn't see?" And he was basically doing the gestures because I'm not sure his English is great, but yeah, Cavani.
Was he not talking to Tellez?
No. I'm sure he was talking to the linesman. I think he was talking to the linesman. He might have been. He might have been to Tellez because Tellez likes to turn his back, doesn't he?
Well, there was a point that Tellez let the ball go out for a throw-in, and Cavani was screaming at him, saying that he had his back turned.
Okay, I thought he was saying to the linesman, "You couldn't see.
I think
you had your back turned."
I thought he was talking to Tellez, and there was a bit of a, what Fergie used to say, "Go on with you," kind of thing, and that was what I was talking about. I don't like to see that amongst our own players. But then the very next time Cavani got the ball, he passed it to Tellez with an outrageous little flick of the outside of his right foot.
Yeah,
and so I think he was forgiven pretty quickly.
Okay, so after the game, Gary Neville was going in quite hard on specifically actually Bruno and Ronaldo. Well, at half-time, he says they're a bunch of whingers, this team. They're a bunch of whingers. He was going on and on. He was actually whinging about them whinging, I must say. And I'm a long-time Manchester United fan, just like you are, Scott, just like everybody listening to this podcast are. Who was the biggest whinger in every team that Gary Neville played in?
Roy Keane.
It was Gary Neville.
Roy Keane used to... I saw...
He was the biggest psycho, but Neville used to moan about everything. He used to read anyone's book. They'd all say Neville's the biggest moaner. He's moaning about the kit. He's moaning about the water. He's moaning about everything. Right?
Yeah, everything.
So what Gary Neville was saying is that Ronaldo and Bruno are out of order. They're making the younger players feel, belittled, if you like. I don't agree with this. I really don't. I see Ronaldo with Sancho. I see Ronaldo with Greenwood. I see Ronaldo with Deleu. Lifting them all. I've seen him personally, right, try and lift every single one of those players. I think that's nonsense. Bruno, yeah, he moans, but I also think he's always, friendly with all these people. Gary Neville said that this didn't happen in his teams. He said that everyone was putting their arm around each other and stuff. I seem to remember Schmeichel on the verge of basically bullying Gary Neville for almost a decade.
Yeah.
Right? If Schmeichel made a mistake, it was Gary Neville's fault.
I remember
Gary Neville was 20 years old.
I think it was Coventry we were playing, and Phil Neville gave a ball out for a throw-in, and Roy Keane had him by the neck I never forget it. And Roy Keane used to scream at people for the smallest things, but he was the one that demanded those standards. Now 20 years on, Gary Neville's like, what this team misses is a Roy Keane kind of character.
Well, today Gary Neville was saying that they're basically moaning and they need an arm around them, and I don't see it, Scott. And actually, I must say, I think Gary Neville's not fit for commenting on United anymore.
Yeah,
I really don't. I don't think. I think it's the whole Solskjaer thing. I mean, he said that you have to decide whether you want to be the kind of person who calls for another human being to be sacked, to lose their job. And I'm not one of them.
Just before he came out and said that Prime Minister should be sacked?
That's my point, exactly.
Right.
2 weeks before.
Yeah, he's a complete hypocrite.
It's rubbish, right? And then today he's saying that, Ronaldo and Bruno can't moan at the other players. When, as you say, Keano would physically go, grab Phil Neville by the neck. Schmeichel used to go mental.
Yeah.
I mean, Rude made Ronaldo cry.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, these things happen. I don't want a blooming a football club with all happy families and tea cakes and dancing around. I want us to win.
But there are lines that can be crossed, and
they didn't cross any lines today.
They got almost embarrassing. Yeah. It was almost embarrassing. When Rashford put in that knuckleball shot in the second half, and it was a great shot. Ronaldo was in the middle, like, why didn't you pass it? Yeah. It's like, come on, mate. Like, I think Ronaldo's got it out for Rashford a little bit, but maybe because Rashford's decision making is quite poor.
If I was playing alongside Rashford at the moment, I'd have it in for him.
Well,
of course I would. Come on. I mean, he wastes the ball every time. His attitude at the moment, like I say, is really low. So yeah, I think I don't get it. I think Neville was going in on this thing, and he was saying that these players, of course, got Ollie sacked, and they'll get another player sacked. But I don't think Neville should be commenting on United anymore. I really don't. I think he's gone.
Yeah, and I actually think word for word in what they say, I actually think Carragher brings up better points than Gary Neville.
I would agree with that.
Which is hard to say, but I think as a pundit or a commentator or what have you, he actually brings up pretty valid points. And sometimes Gary Neville just likes the sound of his own voice sometimes.
He really does, yeah. Look, Tellez slid in a beautiful cross, which Cavani lifted over Dubravka. It was going in, and I guarantee if that ball had bounced, it would have spun off beautifully because he clipped it, didn't he? Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, there was a defender back, and it was cleared off the line. And Matic came on for McTominay, which, as you'd guess, was a way to try and shore up the defence and then release everyone else forward to try and throw the kitchen sink, which I wouldn't say we quite did, but I think that was the intention.
Yeah, and it's just... he's probably the best suited man for that role if we're going to play one man Absolutely. Back there. Yeah, it's a shame. Maybe Pogba would have been different today, but I think we have to now look at life without Paul Pogba.
Yeah. But yeah, you're right. Matic is the only one, I think, who can play that position on his own, but he can only do it once every sort of 2 or 3 games. So
once a month,
yeah. There was a few openings. Saint-Maximin went off as well. We at that stage we had to go for it, but God, Scott, I tell you what, I sometimes you know what it's like having friends from different parts of the world. Your phone buzzes, you get a message, and you think that maybe they're ahead of you on the stream. Mm-hmm. And I got a stream of messages saying, "Jesus, what's going on? We're all over the place." All these kind of messages.
Yeah. And
I thought, oh God, there's going to be a goal. And Newcastle poured forward, and they hit the post. And I thought, oh God, that was it. And then Almiron, was it? Who was Almiron, right?
Yeah.
On the edge of the box. And then he shot. I thought, oh no, this is going to go in. And then De Gea tipped it over, and I thought, thank God for that. But it was horrible because I was sure that I was falling victim to the old slight second delays in different countries that you get when you start making friends in different countries.
Yeah, I couldn't believe that didn't go in, to be honest, because I thought that we didn't deserve anything really out the game, and this is going to be a perfect chance for us to get nothing.
Yeah, and it's shocking, Scott, that we jump. I always keep a note of the just the main talking points, but you jump from 78 to 87.
Mm-hmm.
What happened?
Not much.
It's just
Not a
Yeah,
whole lot. Not a whole lot of
no,
urgency or desire or skill. Because
yes,
Newcastle aren't even very good. They've been
yeah.
shipping. Cavani's goal was the 90th goal that they've conceded this calendar year,
80th,
which
right?
was it the 80th?
I think so. Yeah,
This calendar year, which makes it the most a team's ever conceded in a calendar year. So
they've got 11 points, Scott.
they have the worst defense historically, the worst defense in the Premier League, again, it didn't really look like we were threatening to walk away with anything.
No, at one stage, I really thought Ralph should have gone to 3 up front.
Yeah, probably the start of the game.
Yeah.
Just play
Maybe.
4-3-3.
Maybe.
If you're going to play Rashford, Greenwood, and
Yeah,
Ronaldo, why not try this 4? Why not try it 4-3-3?
that's a fair point. That is a fair point. There was, end as we started, Maguire. There was some naughty shepherding going on, wasn't there? Just before the 90th minute as well. Again, you're getting yourself into a situation that really might end badly. But Bruno was back very, very well to intercept in his own box. There was a little penalty shout against Varane. It did hit his hand, but it's also outside the box, I think, on the 91st. And then the moment where my heart jumped out of my stomach, Scott, or my chest even. Dubravka spilled, Sancho grabbed, back to Cavani. I think he tried to find Ronaldo, but I think he got caught between two minds. Should have just blasted it, shouldn't he?
Probably, yeah. Probably. I mean, Sancho could have just stopped and got a penalty because Dubravka could have been all over him. Yeah, could have
totally agree with that.
Could have just scored.
Yeah.
Something. But yeah, it's disjointed a little bit, but
yeah,
if that was the only way we were going to get anything was a mistake from them. Because again, from the 75th minute on, didn't really look. We got the equaliser and then never really pushed on to get anything.
No, we weren't at the races. Maguire was very tidy in a one-on-one on the 94th, and then Sancho, dazzling run right at the death, skipped inside. I couldn't believe the way he controlled it and whizzed through. Won the free kick. Unfortunately, Cavani was offside, and that was it. Scott,
Yep.
Whistle went, and 1 point from St James's. You walk away from the match, kind of thinking you're quite glad to get the point, but then you start remembering how bad that performance was, and you realise we have got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, we do. It's definitely not going to be an overnight fix. We said that even when we won at Norwich. Yeah, it's going to be tough.
Yeah, but I still do think we've done the right thing, right? I think in the situation that we're in, all of the other managers were off the table. We've got someone in. I do think that the way we're doing it here will give us the best chance of trying to get back to the top table. So I'm not all doom and gloom, Scott. But
definitely not.
It was
definitely not.
I will totally concede that was an atrocious display today.
Yeah, it definitely was. But thankfully we haven't gone to wait another 16 days for the next one, and maybe a few. Just a few good positive displays can breed more positive displays, and we can start climbing up the table. I haven't actually spoken to you since you reminded me then of Maguire almost gave away a penalty that wasn't checked on VAR, and I don't know why it wasn't. I can't remember who it was against though. It might have been against Norwich, but it reminded me that something like that almost happened today. That he was he was manhandling someone at a set play, and it's going to be curtains. It's going to turn bad if he keeps doing that.
Yeah. If we get a chance, it does seem like he might need to come out of the firing line a little bit.
Probably, yeah.
I really do. But it's a quick turnaround, like you say. We're back on Thursday.
Yeah.
So Bruno will be missing, so there will have to be changes. What do you reckon? Do you reckon any of the fullbacks will get back in the side?
It might do with such a short turnaround, but it'll be interesting to see if Varane keeps his place or if any. Isn't it funny? Like a couple weeks ago, or even a couple of months ago, if someone got COVID, they were out for weeks, and now it's only a couple of days. So you don't know if Lindelof's going to be fit for the next game.
It's like the Wild West, isn't it? At the moment, like you say, we got our match cancelled, and then we got a full side today, And then you've got other teams who've got like proper players missing, right?
But saying that,
but they're still playing the matches.
Yeah, but Crystal Palace tried to get a match cancelled, and they weren't allowed to cancel the match against Spurs.
Made one change.
Made one change. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I don't really, I don't really get it. But just disappointed. As I said, I was expecting 16 days that Ralph's had to implement his system and his tactics and what have you, and to get something today that wasn't even. There was a whole lot of nothing, wasn't it? There was not a lot of skill, not a lot of passion, but quite a lot of moaning.
Yeah, there was. From the players, from Gary Neville, and from us.
Yeah.
So,
if I think I have to give a man of the match, I don't care what you say, but Cavani's going to get it because I thought he did change the game.
Or the goal scorer.
Yeah. Yeah, he did change the game, and De Gea got my little one because that save at the end.
Something's never changed, mate.
Never. No.
I agree with you, though. I agree.
Oh, there we go.
Cavani changed the game. It's all right. I normally do, don't I? Anyway. So, anything else to add in terms of the match, pal? It was not what we wanted, was it at all?
No, but again, even under Ollie, when we weren't playing great stuff, at least we had good attitudes. It felt like, and the last couple of games, it just doesn't feel like we have the positivity or the will to win like we should.
Not sure we had that under Ollie for a long time either, but yeah, I do agree that's the first thing that's got to change, and it's the first thing that can change as well. Your attitude can literally change in a second. Mm-hmm. You can change your attitude, and all these players can do it. So yes, it does need to happen. We got a quick turnaround, as you say, and we did get a point out of it in the end. So look, onwards and upwards, Scott, on to Burnley, and let's see what we can do with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what about how you done the fantasy over Christmas,
awful.
mate?
I'm on out.
You what?
I want out. Awful.
You want out?
Yeah. Awful. Yeah. Half everyone that I put in, everyone I take out scores the next week, and everyone I bring in gets COVID. Oh, it's awful.
Oh, mate, I don't know what it is with the hosts this week, but Ben's had an absolute shocker as well. He played his free hit, right? Mm-hmm. But I'm not sure he read the small print because I looked at his free hit and he's got Salah and Alexander-Arnold on the bench, right? And he thought that you didn't. I think he thought it was a kind of like wild card or whatever.
Oh no, it's just 1 week.
He's had a shocker, so he's going to get a nasty surprise when he gets all of his Deadwood back next week. I was saying, you've got 25 million quid sitting on the bench there, and then none of them have got a game. He goes, yeah, but they're back next week. I'm like, yeah, they will be back next week, mate.
Oh, yeah. He thought it was his wild card. That's funny.
Yeah, I don't think he quite knew. So, but yeah, it's I tell you what, at the top, it's pretty tight. You got Fred at the top. He's been strong.
Bloody hell.
But
Fred's at the top of the league.
Of course he is.
Of
course he is, mate. Disneyland
this ain't
1
real
weekend,
life, is it?
Fantasy Premier.
Yeah, this ain't real life.
And but yeah, it was a horrible week though for fantasy as well. Dear me, with all those cancellations and stuff.
Yeah, and a bunch of rubbish games yesterday. I thought City were gonna slip up, and they ended up smashing Arsenal, winning 5-0. It's just awful.
Well, I put Ronaldo captain today, didn't I?
Of course I did. Me too.
And the worst part, Scott, is that this is where if you didn't support a team, fantasy would be so easy, right? I knew Son was we talk about percentages, right? Son against Palace or Ronaldo away to Newcastle after not playing for 16 days. Yeah, sure, you're hoping Ronaldo gets a hat-trick, but the logical decision there is Son, and I knew it was. But I wanted Ronaldo to score a hat-trick,
Yeah.
So I went for Ronaldo instead.
Yeah. Yeah, I know.
Awful. And I used to criticise Ollie for exactly this kind of stuff, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
Bloody favouritism.
Yeah, I took out Kane to put in Ronaldo.
You didn't?
And yeah, of course I did.
Oh.
Yeah, big time. That's what I mean. Every time I take a player out, he goes and turns a corner as a cracker. I took out Conor Gallagher. He scored 2. Then I tried to put him back in, and he didn't play. And then I took him out again. I feel like that the lady runs Chelsea with the amount of times I got rid of Conor Gallagher.
that's where my fantasy season took a little bit of a turn for the worst. Is when I went for Saka over Smith Rowe, and yeah, that's where it took a little bit of a turn for the worst. Missed a couple of deadlines.
You can't really turn a corner when you're going down the Scouse road. Given you how many Scousers you have in your team, mate, you should be ashamed of yourself.
I've only got two.
I'm happy with my position at the bottom of the league, given I haven't had any Scousers in my team the whole year.
Mate, I've only got 2 Scousers, and they're the highest scoring.
And they're the best Scousers in the whole world. Yeah.
I'll check your team. I bet you got some blooming Chelsea players in there. Now you slip, you go Arsenal, then you go Chelsea. You'll slip a City player in there. Yeah,
no. You know, last year I put Phil Foden in my team for a couple of weeks, and I felt so dirty. And I was only playing against my brother.
Oh, you didn't? See, there you go.
And I felt so dirty I had to take him out. I said, I'm never going back on my rule. Yeah. But
you daft bugger. Mate, listen, have you got anything else to add?
No, I think we're good.
No? Well, we're not that good, are we?
Yeah, we're all right.
16 days, no blooming match, no blooming pod. I was hoping for a good old spanking and then jump on the airwaves, a good old chin wag, say hello to all our old friends, and that'll be that. But unfortunately not, pal.
Nope.
Unfortunately not. Well, look, anyway, thanks for joining us again. Make sure you're subscribed wherever you listen to the pod. And if you listen on Spotify, whack that 5-star review button. Send me a picture on Instagram at United 100 Podcast, and I'll be picking someone for a Prezi on Thursday. And if you're on Apple, get a review on there. You can send that to me as well. We're not picky here, are we, Scott? 5-star, wherever they come from, we're happy with.
Yeah, absolutely. Love them all.
I had a good review the other day. He said, when I first started listening to you guys, I reckon I would have given you about 3, but you've improved massively, and now you've got a 5. So
no, that's nice. Honesty. Yeah, just be honest.
He said we used to make lots of little jokes and laugh at them, and he didn't know what we were talking about.
All right.
We were making in-jokes because we thought no one was listening, right?
Probably, yeah. But I mean, it's also the fact that neither one of us are very funny, but
that's true.
We find each other quite funny, so we sort of.
That is true. But we do know a lot about United.
Well, yeah, we do.
We really do, mate. You know, that's one thing for certain.
Yeah. And we care a lot, as you can tell. We do.
Yeah,
that's
too much.
We care, and that's all that really matters.
Yes, but yeah, get your 5-star reviews in and send me that picture. Of course, get over to vintageunitedshirts.com. Use our promo code United100 for the shirts. Icons 100 for the artwork as well. 20% on the artwork, 10% off the shirts as well. There's actually a cheeky new drop coming in January as well. We don't have a date for it yet, but there will be a whole load of new shirts coming into the store as well. So I will keep you updated on that. And of course, I'll try and get some kind of little cheeky voucher out of Giles as usual for our listeners. So yeah, we'll keep that going. Follow our social media, of course, Instagram at United 100 Podcast, Twitter at United 100 Pod. If you want to become a member of the pod, get over to patreon.com/United 100. You get a few perks. You get a special loyalty card with Vintage United, and you get onto our Discord chat and, of course, into our competitions. Well done to Will. I'll be in touch with you later on today. And Scott, we'll be back after the Burnley game. Is it you or Ben?
Don't know. Think Ben.
We did do the Christmas schedule, didn't we, before? So I'll have to check that. Whoever it is, we'll be back on Thursday post-game as usual, hopefully with 3 points in the bag, Scott. But nice to see you again anyway.
Nice to see you, TC.
Cheers, pal. Take care. Cheerio, Reds.
Ta-ra.